Listen up there, YouTube. Chip here with the Iconic Sports Cycle Moto Vlog. What's up? Hey guys, today's a very exciting day for me. I'm over here in Melbourne, Florida on Apollo. I just left the Jeff Bodine's Powerhouse Honda. These guys over here, awesome guys, are letting me review some of their bikes. So today I'm going to start off by reviewing the new Honda Interceptor. Big fan of the Interceptor, always have been. But of course, I'm kind of an old biker, so I remember when the Interceptor first came out back 1984. The bike was kind of really way ahead of its time as far as styling, performance. It was really quite the machine. They were, what I remember, of course, they were red, white, and blue, and they were really kind of cool looking. But they had that first V4 engine that came from Honda down there. Set low in the chassis, so it had that really low center of gravity. That was kind of cool, gave it a good sharp handling, something that was really different for its day. Eventually that bike grew into a 750 and a 1000. So they were able to expand the Interceptor line, and even for a little while there they had the 250 version for the entry-level riders. So it was a V-twin though, the other ones were the V4s. The Interceptor has evolved over the years into a little bit more civilized bike. It's not so much the pure sports bike that it once was. By the standard of 1984, that was considered a pretty sport bike. I know today's super sport bikes have far more aggressive riding positions than what the new ones have. But this, it's got a little bit longer wheelbase than like a CBR, and it's got this single sided swing arm, twin spar frame. So I mean, it's quite an involved machine. The engines, of course, had some upgrades over the years. Went to the fuel injection, and then they went to the variable valve timing. The variable valve timing, of course, gives it a broad torque range. This thing, I mean, I haven't had it over $4,000 yet, and I mean, it just pulls it without no effort. I'm coming down here on Babcock now, and I mean, it's just as easy as could be to go through the gears in the low RPMs. So very comfortable to do that. Bike tips in very nicely as I'm hitting the corners here. Takes very little counter steer to get it tipped in the right direction. The visibility of these mirrors are great. I really like that. The visibility of the instrument cluster is amazing. Love the center mounted tack. I love keeping an eye on that. Seems to have pretty full instrumentation there. Has the digital speedometer, which is kind of nice. Got the gear indicator. I like that. Now, you'd think somebody riding a bike as long as me wouldn't really need a gear indicator. However, I got to tell you, I like a gear indicator. I drive a lot of miles, sometimes it just seems like I'm wondering, what gear am I in, And I know I shouldn't, I should be beyond that, but, it's nice to have that little gear indicator. My CB1100 has it. I really like it. This bike has it. Looks like, like I said, it's got lots of good instrumentation on there. Riding position, definitely leaning towards the sporty side, but it's not uncomfortable. Seat sits a little bit, seems to be a little on the low side, so I mean, you're not like leaning way forward or leaning heavy on the wrists. The handlebars come up a little bit, or the clip-ons come up a little bit, so you're not really leaning too hard. I don't feel any weight on my wrist or on my back, something that somebody at my age worries about these things. The pegs come up a little high, so I'm sure it has some great cornering ability. You don't have to worry about the peg scraping. Certainly I'm sure it's a lot better than the bike that I have. Again, I like to lean my bike. That's something I really enjoy, but I don't think I'm going to lean this one. I'm going to take the bike, probably just take it over the causeway and back, just to get a good feel for it. Take you guys along for the ride and just kind of give you my seat of the pants feel of how it's doing. It's kind of nice that I'm getting the opportunity to do this. Again, the guys over there at Jeff Bodine's Honda really appreciate the opportunity to review some of their bikes. They've been very nice to me about it. So looking forward to that, building a business relationship with them as far as being able to review the bikes for them. And they're conveniently located. I mean, they're not far off of US 1 from in Melbourne. When you get up here, they're right off the Babcock and Apollo there. It's pretty easy to get to. Yeah, this bike tilts in nice. That's kind of a unique sound. I'm used to an inline 4-cylinder, so this is a V4, so it has a different sound to it. You know, I'm used to the inline 4, so you know I'm familiar and comfortable with it. This is just a little bit different. Oh, there we go. Come on out, Mustang. So, but it's not an unpleasant sound. It's got a kind of nice throaty sound to it. Sounds like, you know, it's like it's got some power to it. Yeah, you know what? This bike cruises very comfortably at speed. I was just getting up to like 55 there without realizing it. So you're gonna have to watch the speedometer on it. It didn't feel like I was going that fast. Felt quite smooth and comfortable. Braking is real good. Shifting is really good. But that's typical Honda. I've always had good luck with Hondas as far as shifting. They seem to shift really well. They're very smooth, you know, and you get a good feel of what gear you're in, you know. Clutch pull is you know, firm, but not, you know, aggressive. We're heading north here on US 1 and getting ready to head over the causeway here. This is the Galley Causeway. Quite often a pleasant ride. This takes you beachside. Traffic in this area at certain times of day can be pretty brutal. Right at the moment it's not too bad. Yeah, this thing turns really nice. I like it. And again, from a very low RPM, lots of grunt, don't have to work it hard. And one of the nice things about, you know, this bike, you know, is it's got a little bit longer wheelbase, a little bit bigger gas tank, so, you know, long trips are, you know, should be pretty easy to do on it. They have an available pannier package where you can have the hard bags on the back, so you have some lockable safe storage if you do any road trips, day trips, or anything like that. You know, it's I have a tail bag on my bike, which is nice. You know, gives storage, but it's not really safe. You know, it's kind of out in the open. You know, so it kind of probably be nice to have some security there. And here's the causeway. As you can see, it's a beautiful day in Florida. I got to tell you, this bike is everything that the guys say it is. I mean, it's got, like I said, a lot of low-end grunt. Now, you know, bikes like this, you know, that you expect to have to rev to make power. This one, yeah, I haven't had, again, I still haven't had it over $4,000. It's been killer. Downshift in the fifth because we're getting a steeper grade. But, you know, I mean, at 6th gear, less than $4,000, it was still pulling nice. I'm going to crest the hill, maybe I'll try the engine brake, see how that does. Let's get some good engine braking. Yeah, I like that. You can see where the engine brake would slow you down easy enough. Great view from up here. So yeah, the Interceptor gets a lot of buzz. Of course, it has a die-hard following. You know, they've produced it for quite a few years. They stopped making it for a few years. When they brought it back, it was, you know, there was some complaints that maybe they didn't change it enough or update it enough. But, you know, anybody that's driven these things or reviewed these things, they've all had nice things to say about them. I haven't heard of one discouraging thing about them. I hope it's a little windy over here, so I'm hoping you're not getting too much wind noise in the mic. I'm going to turn down here, when I get to the other side of the road here. There's a South Patrick Drive, runs along the river the other side. Probably head down to the other causeway before I head back. So first opinion of the car, or impression. Hey, first off, comfortable seating position for for a sport bike. Pretty comfortable. Doesn't feel like you have a really long reach. I used to have the BMW K1300. It looked very similar to this, but it seemed like it had a longer stretch to get to the handlebars. And on long trips, that used to wear me out. This is, I think this is pretty comfortable. The clutch and brake lever, really easy to get to. I mean, it's like right at the end of your fingers. really nice. And again, from a higher gear, just pulls like a champ. Oh, looks like a little road construction up here, which isn't good because this is a pretty road to ride on. You don't want to be, eating dust here. A little sand there. Got to be careful. Yeah, this bike just has a really nice overall feel. I guess that's typical Honda. They do a really good balance of everything. Some of the manufacturers out there, they kind of focus in on one thing, handling or power. Honda always seems to have that perfect balance, that perfect blend. Ergonomics, power, performance, handling, braking. Never been disappointed with Honda performance. This has the programmable fuel injection on it. The fuel injection, there's no hiccups in it. It's, it seems to do everything well. I can't find a flat spot in it anywhere. As you can see, there's not construction down here. This is a pretty nice road to ride on. Really pleasant. Over here in Melbourne, we got the two causeways, the 192 and the Og Alley. Take you beachside and back over to the mainland. Oh, looks like we're getting behind a garbage truck up here. That's going to slow things down a bit. Yeah, the engine braking's real nice on this, actually. I don't know if you can hear it downshifting, but pulls you down nice and easy. Clutch engagement is good. I believe these actually have a slipper clutch. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I believe they do. And a longer wheelbase, it definitely absorbs the bumps, and yet still has that nice, easy feel for flip-flopping back and forth. It doesn't feel like it's overly long. Longer wheelbase bikes sometimes feel clumsy when you try and counter steer them. This one doesn't. Again, I'm trying to get used to that V4 sound. It is unique. I've had twins, I've had V-twins and parallel twins, inline fours. Never owned a 3-cylinder. Oh, Maserati, check it out. This is the first time I've actually been on a V4. Always wanted the original Interceptor. It's on my bike bucket list of bikes to own. Hopefully someday I'll get my chance to own that 84 Honda Interceptor. Again, always a big fan of that styling. It was just kind of such a shock to the biking world back then. So styling was so advanced. Styling on this bike is kind of very European, Italian, German looking. It has cues of like a BMW or a Ducati. But of course it's got the Honda dependability. Honda, I'm sure it's a lot cheaper to own and maintain than a German or Italian bike. It's real easy to look at those bikes and dream big, but quite often it's once you've owned it and start paying the maintenance on it, it takes some of the joy out of it. Honda's got the better maintenance intervals. They're a lot easier to be owners of. Again, I'm cruising really slow here, in the 20 to 30 mile per hour speeds. The fourth gear, low RPMs, 2 to 3 grand. This thing just pulls like a champ. I got things slowing up here more. I think next time I'll avoid this road. Normally this is a very pleasant ride, but with all this going on down here, not so much today. I have to get some more road construction down here. Yep. That's the job I need, standing there holding the sign. They don't make a sign that says fast. I've never seen one of those. I want to stand there and hold a sign that says fast. Probably get in big trouble for that. Yeah, I'm starting to get used to the sound of this bike. Kind of sounds mean. Because when you roll on and off the throttle, you can hear it. Lots of mechanical stuff doing stuff down there. Yeah, some bikes, you know, they sound real tinny. You know, I've never had that experience on a Honda. They've always had good quality bikes from Honda. I've owned probably somewhere around 15 bikes, and 10 of those were Hondas, so, you know, keep coming back for a reason. So I'm looking forward to getting a bike like this up where I can get some cruising on it. This isn't exactly the optimal test drive I was hoping for, but again, I'm getting experience bike. I mean, this is real world driving right here, stuck in traffic. This is how a lot of people get to work every day, do their commute. I know I do it every day. I'd stop and go. So I mean, and this is, you know, this is good in that. But again, I could tell just, I mean, like I said, you can see this road's pretty tore up too, absorbing the bumps amazingly well. Again, you know, longer wheelbase bikes have a tendency to absorb the bumps better. They also feel a little bit more stable at speed. Now again, I haven't had this thing up to speed, but the general tendency in a longer wheelbase bike is that they'll feel more stable at speed. But again, I don't think you give up anything in the cornering. You know, it just leans in so easy. And it's nice, you can guide it in and out. And it does exactly what you expect it to do. Alright, looks like we're getting rid of the big garbage truck. Maybe that'll unclog the mess a little bit. Now this thing, I'm very partial to red bikes. I love this thing in red, but I gotta tell you, this white pearl paint with all the pearlescent flakes in it, really nice looking. I had a 2010 Shadow that was this color. It was a really pretty bike. A little bit easier to maintain probably, as far as you know, keeping it clean and so forth. Now we're coming up here to the other causeway. I think maybe I'll just pull over for a minute so I can do a little walk around the bike so you get a good look at it. It is a pretty sweet ride. I highly recommend it. And I also highly recommend it if you're interested in one that you buy it from Jet by Dine's Honda. Let's see. We'll come up here. We'll come up here behind the church. It's pretty pleasant back there. Yeah, actually, the more I listen to that V4 downshift, I like it. When I first got on, I wasn't sure how I was going to like it. Kind of sounded a little just different than what I'm used to. Yeah, real pretty back here. Alright, let's take a quick walk around the bike. Not used to the kickstand on this one, so yeah, that's why that seat's so comfortable. Look at it, it's pretty ergonomically. It's, you know, it's got a nice shape to it. You know, it comes in really tight here, so your legs aren't sticking out. That's the nice thing about a V4. Oh, standing back here, got a little thump in the exhaust. Good meaty looking tires, and there's that single arm swing arm that we talked about. You know, kind of a nice feature. You know, a little bit lighter weight. Got the single disc in the back and the dual disc in the front. Got some great styling. I mean, really great styling. Oh, look at them headlights, man. They're really sweet. Yeah, you said typical Honda. Oh, I love this. The lights up in the mirrors. That's really kind of cool. And again, it's got a great sound to it. There's that big single arm, sided swing arm. Yeah, rear lights look real nice. That's pretty classy right there. Yeah, I mean, what's there not to like about this bike, man? I don't see anything. Look at this. And in the sun here, you can see the pearl and the pearl flakes there. That's really nice. Get the gold accents and the gold wheels, the gold clip-ons, the gold accents on the engine casing. That's kind of nice too. Kind of sets it apart. Again, I kind of like the red. I'm partial to the red, but that's just me. But it's a great looking bike. And again, with the, you know, it's got the seat, the way it's designed, and it just kind of holds you in there, keeps you planted. I like that. And just the way it's padded, I think this would be good for a long trip. If you're taking somebody along, it's got the nice hand grips in the back. So yeah, I'd give this 2 thumbs up for sure. What are going on down here? Oh, well, backing up. Back. Alrighty then, I'm going to give you some room. Alrighty then. Yeah, I'm not really sure what they're doing. I don't think they are either. But again, hey, I'll just take a quick look at the view here from here. There's the causeway. We'll be heading over the causeway here in just a moment. Alright, looks like we're ready to go. Stop, spin tires on pavement, go. Yeah, it's real pretty down here. Sometimes you just come down here and see people fishing off these back docks back here, picnicking out by the water. Yeah, you know, every time I listen to this thing downshift and listen to that engine pull down, that engine braking, I like the way that sounds. I have to be honest, when I first got on, I wasn't sure I was going to like that, but yeah, I'm starting to like it a lot. It just has a really mean sound to it. So the VTEC kicking in. Yeah, you know what? I gotta say, I like it. It's just, it's got a good sound. You know, these are, you know, over square engines, so they rev up freely. You know, got a bigger bore than stroke. So it's not really designed to be a torque monster, but with the variable valve timing, it's got quite a bit of low end torque. I certainly can't complain about it. I mean, again, upshifting prematurely. 5th gear, 52 miles an hour, 4 grand. This thing, you know, pulling along pretty nicely. You can hit a little incline here, see how she does. Beautiful day to be sailing. I don't know, I don't sail. But I would imagine that some people's boats are like my motorcycles. It gives them that peace of mind. They're out there sailing on the river. I'd rather be sailing through the corners on a bike. And that's just me. Well, I'm really glad I got the opportunity to do this. I took a little bit of a longer lunch break today to get the opportunity to come out and test drive this bike. I'm really glad I did. Really enjoying it. Looking forward to doing more. I mean, I picked the Interceptor first because, you know, like I said, when I first saw the original Interceptor, I was kind of enamored by it. And I know it's evolved into an amazing machine since then. If I were to buy one, I don't know, like I said, I got the bucket list thing. I've never driven the original, but because I wanted one so bad when I was a younger man, you know, at the time I had my Cafe Racer CV404 Super Sport. I had so much money invested in that yeah, I wasn't going to sell it and buy anything else. I was just going to drive that thing for a while. Yeah, listen to this thing downshift, guys. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's music, man. That's mechanical music right there. And it's very controlled, you know, just pulls you right down nice. You know, sometimes you hear some of these V4 bikes, you know, they blast past you, you know, they don't, I don't know, for some reason I never been really impressed with the sound, but when you're sitting on it, my goodness, it's, I don't know what's different, but I'll tell you what, it is definitely an experience I'm glad I'm having. That's a nice tight corners. Even though it's got a longer wheelbase, it maneuvers really well. Back here on US 1 heading north. Yeah, I gotta tell you, it revs pretty freely. Again, I've not really hitting the higher RPMs where this thing really is known to come alive. That thing just soars, man. This would be a blast on a windy road. Oh yeah, if you had long sweeping curves, this thing would be a blast. Yeah, I'm gonna double down. I'm gonna highly recommend this one for sure. And again, even with the sporty riding position, I've been on it for a little bit now, and I'm still very comfortable. Sometimes I've had some, like I said, some CBRs and long drives. They have worn me out. I've looked at this, the styling of this bike, and you look at the from the visuals, you would think, oh, it's going to be pretty aggressive riding position. It's probably not going to be that comfortable, but truth is, this is pretty comfortable. Again, I don't know if I could drive 10 or 12 hours on it, but I could probably spend a good part of the day on it, no problem. So again, I'd like to thank my friend Tony over here at Jeff Bodine's Honda Power Sports for giving me the opportunity to do that. I'm looking forward to doing it again. Hopefully I'll get a little bit more fluid at this as time goes on, because like I said, this is my first review of a new motorcycle, so hopefully I'll get a little better at it as I go along. But I mean, I'm a motorcycle enthusiast, really enjoy them, get really excited about them. So hopefully that's coming through in my conversation with you. Yeah, feel this thing pulls down so nice. I don't think the rotating assembly in this is very heavy, because I mean, it just you roll off throttle and it starts pulling you down. And that's something I like. I feel more in control of a bike like that, the one that wants to just keep going on under its own power. All right, so we're going to turn here, pulling back to the dealership here. Again, this is Apollo Boulevard. This is where you can find Jeff Bodine's Honda. Highly recommend you look him up. Come test drive one of their bikes. It looks like in the future I may be able to test the CBR 300 and maybe the 500. Like to do that. Some of their test bikes, and as other bikes become available, I'll certainly see what's available for me to review. So again, this is Chip from the Iconic Sports Cycle Motor Blog. I'm here at Jeff Bodine's Honda Powerhouse. So talk to you real soon. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.